Emily stood outside the tall glass doors of Bluebird Bistro, holding the small hand of her 5-year-old son, Noah. The early morning breeze tugged at her coat, but the storm inside her was far colder. She had exactly $17 left in her wallet. Rent was due. Groceries were gone. And daycare? Not even an option anymore. But she had to try. She had to work. For him. Inside, the warm hum of clinking cups and early breakfast chatter promised a better day. Emily took a deep breath, squeezed Noah's hand, and stepped in. "I'm here for the server position," she said to the hostess, brushing her windblown hair from her face. The woman glanced at Noah curiously but smiled kindly. "Right this way. The manager's expecting you." As they waited in the small back office, Emily tried her best to keep Noah occupied with a notepad and crayons from her bag. Her heart raced. She'd waitressed before, fast-paced diners, greasy spoons, a few upscale joints. But never while juggling single motherhood and the crushing weight of starting over in a new town. She didn't notice the man walking in until his voice, familiar yet distant, made her look up. "Emily." She froze. There, standing in front of her, was Alex. Tall, sharp-featured, with the same hazel eyes she remembered all too well. Her breath caught in her throat. The manager. The man she was about to beg for a job, was her college boyfriend. The same man she hadn't seen in over 6 years. The same man who never knew he had a son. The past came crashing in like a tidal wave. They had met during sophomore year. Long study nights turned into deep conversations, and friendship melted into love. But right before graduation, things got complicated. A prestigious internship pulled Alex across the country. Emily, overwhelmed with school, family obligations, and the sudden discovery that she was pregnant, never told him. She had planned to, more than once. But life happened. And by the time she worked up the courage, he had moved on, unreachable. Now, here he was. And their son was doodling a stick figure of "Mommy and Me" on the office floor, inches away from him. Alex stared at Emily, stunned. His eyes flicked to Noah, then back to her. "Is he?" She nodded slowly, unable to speak. Her throat tightened. Her heart ached, not just for the years lost, but for the fear that honesty might now cost her the job she desperately needed. "I didn't know how to find you," she whispered. "I was alone, scared. And I didn't want anything from you. I still don't. I just need work." There was a long, heavy silence. Then Alex crouched beside Noah, who looked up with wide, curious eyes. "What's your name, little man?" "Noah," he grinned. "Wanna see my rocket ship?" Alex smiled, almost involuntarily, and took the notepad from him. Emily watched, a whirlwind of emotions churning in her chest. He looked back up at her, his expression softer now. "Let's talk." Over coffee in the quiet back corner of the restaurant, they began to unpack 6 years of silence. Emily told him everything, the night she found out, the jobs she worked, the times she nearly gave up. She didn't ask for help. She only asked for understanding. Alex listened. And when she was done, he looked her in the eyes and said something she didn't expect. "I'm sorry. For not being there. For not knowing. And for all the moments you had to go through alone." She felt a tear slip down her cheek. "But Emily," he continued gently, "you don't have to do it all alone anymore." She blinked. "What do you mean?" "You have the job. And not because of this." He gestured to Noah. "Because you're strong, qualified, and exactly the kind of person I want on my team. But beyond that, I want to be in his life, if you'll let me." The weeks that followed brought unexpected change. Alex kept his promise. He didn't barge into Noah's life but showed up slowly, with Lego sets, bedtime stories, and weekend pancakes. Emily began to breathe again. Not just from the relief of a paycheck, but from the warmth of being seen and supported. The staff at the bistro embraced her, not just as a coworker but as family. One night, during a quiet closing shift, the dishwasher, an older man named Joe, tapped her shoulder. "You're stronger than most people I know," he said with a gentle smile. "But even strong people deserve a break sometimes." Then came the turning point. One stormy evening, Emily was late picking Noah up from a friend's house. Her car wouldn't start. She stood in the rain, phone dead, panic rising, until Alex pulled up beside her. Without a word, he opened the passenger door. "I'll drive," he said. "We'll figure it all out together." In that moment, something in her heart shifted. The walls she had built began to crumble. 6 months later, they stood together in the park, watching Noah fly a kite. Emily turned to Alex. "You didn't have to stay, you know." "I know," he said softly. "But I wanted to. Because sometimes, life gives you a second chance, not to fix the past, but to build something better." She smiled, tears in her eyes. Not everything had been perfect. Not every question had easy answers. But there, in the middle of the messy, beautiful now, was something real. A family. A new beginning. The story of a waitress, a boy, and a second chance at love. Because sometimes, what feels like the end of the road, is just the beginning of something extraordinary.